Shabaya. Well, you said it not enough.
Nelson's gonna go for the day tomorrow. He has a game at
What time?
All right. Yeah. This will be a short lesson.
How short?
Well, I'm short.
I have a question. When we finish the pictures, and I know it's pictures, so I'm
Okay, so the next few weeks we're going to be talking about acids and bases.
Alright.
Today we'll just briefly go over acids. Please stop talking over me. I know you hear me talking about your. Don't put the tongue like you like that. No, just you hear me talking, right? Just stop talking when I hear me talking.
Stop talking.
Yeah, stop talking over me. Yell at her. Acid. Okay. A substance that releases hydrogen ions means H plus. Alright, remember hydrogen gas is H2, hydrogen ions are just H plus.
Mister, can I ask you a question?
Can
Do you edit these videos?
I do with water. So basically an acid is something that if you pour it into water, it gives off hydrogen ions. That's it. Now, let me erase this here. I don't need the space. This is off to the side. You don't have to write this down, but I want you to know this. If you think about a hydrogen atom, right, you basically have a proton and an electron. When it ionizes, it becomes a positive ion. It loses that electron. So all you're left with is a proton. When I say a hydrogen ion, I'm basically talking about a proton. So depending on which book you're reading or who's saying what, we may say H plus ion, we may say proton. I know he's not talking my door open. All right. Or there's a third option, because when this hydrogen ion is floating around in water, it tends to stick to water molecules, making what we call hydronium, H3O+. So anyway, this whole little aside, which you can kind of ignore, is basically telling you these three are the same thing. So we may use them interchangeably. I'll try to stick with H+.
Did we write that?
No, don't write it. I'll try to stick with H+, but I said that before, don't write it. But we may have to switch between these. All right, so back to this, acids. What are some acids that you see a lot?
Vinegar.
Here's some common ones. HCl, you've seen this one before, right? It's hydrochloric acid. There's just H in there somewhere. Hydrochloric acid. H2SO4, you know what this one is? What were you going to say? That's sulfuric acid. Those two you've used before. And one more that you see a lot, and you can see this written two different ways. Acetic acid. So these are probably the three most common that you would see in this class. The third one down is vinegar, basically. All right, where can I write at? Over here. So one thing you may notice by looking at these formulas, if not, I'm going to tell you. If you take pretty much any anion and you stick a hydrogen on the formula, you will likely have an acid. So. What's an anion? Yeah, it's just a negatively charged ion. So let's say we take a fluoride ion and we add a hydrogen to it. And we get HF, hydrofluoric acid. Same thing if we took let's say chloride ion, we stuck a hydrogen onto it, we get hydrogen chloride or hydrofluoric acid. And even ones that already have a couple hydrogens, dihydrogen phosphate. This is the first one on your list that you write every day. If you add a hydrogen ion to this one, you get phosphoric acid.
So you always put the H first?
Yeah, in acids we always like to write the H first. In fact, this one here I didn't write it, but sometimes this one will be written like this. And that's to tell you that that one hydrogen separates when you put it into water. That's where the H plus comes from. So anyway, basically most of the formulas for acids are going to look like a hydrogen and then some anion attached to it. HNO3, same thing. This is nitrate with a hydrogen, nitric acid. All right, last thing, and then we're done. Acids. So basically, if we put an acid into water, the pH is going to be less than 7. If you have an acidic solution, the pH will be below 7. Water is usually 7. Water could be 6 or 8. Let's give you a few examples here. Drinks. So juices, coffee, things like that. pH is going to be between 3 and 5. Lemon juice, vinegar, as I mentioned, these are all acidic. They're all acids. Your stomach. Your stomach has a pH of 2. So when you throw up, it burns your esophagus on the way out. That's actually hydrochloric acid in your stomach. Battery acid. This has a pH of 0. You can have a pH less than 0. It's really hard to find. Maybe here in the lab you can see it.
Wait, is a low pH bad?
Lower is stronger or more concentrated. So this would burn you. This not so great, but this is okay. So I'm just going to switch to drinks. That's fine.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot what pH was, so can you like...
Yes. It's basically a measure of the concentration of these hydrogen ions in water. Why is he blocking my view?
I don't know.
Okay. So yeah, I told you an acid is something that releases hydrogen ions. pH measures how many of those there are.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll get into that, the exact math of that in a couple of days. All right, that's it. You're done.
Can I go to the bathroom, please?
You can go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Hold on, do me a favor. I have to push stop on this. Push the page.
Hey, I can reach it by standing up.
Yeah.
That'd be a funny thing in there.